Okay, so today in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use this cardiovascular fitness assessment auto calculations Excel spreadsheet. We're going to be going over through some basics to start, just in case some of you don't have much experience with Excel. So the first thing I want to point out to you are these tabs at the bottom. You'll notice that I've labeled the tabs with the tests that they correspond with. So in the lab, I put them in order that they appear in the lab. The first one that appears in the lab is the non-exercise estimated VO2 max. So this is a VO2 max that's based on these factors that you see here. Then depending on which test you choose to perform or you select for your client, you've got the 1 mile walk test, you've got the 1 mile run test, the 12-minute run test, and you can see here that there are more. The way that you get to them, there's a bunch of arrows over here. I'm just going to scroll to the right. Got the 2,000 meter row test, the beep test, the 300-yard shuttle run, 300 meter run test, and then the exercise prescription goals. So I'm going to go through these one by one to teach you how to use them. So here you can see that there are a bunch of colored boxes. Some of these are auto-calculated. You'll be able to see them when they show up. These ones that have the pound value in them, those are automatically calculated. Here I'm just going to go through and put in each of the specified variables. What is the PAR score? Well, I've copied and pasted the things here that you need for the PAR score, and it's basically a self-rated physical activity score. So you choose the number that best describes the level of physical activity that your client or you or whoever you're administering the whoever you're doing the lab on, whoever it corresponds to. So if you meet like the minimum physical activity requirements, run 1 to 5 miles per week or spend 30 to 60 minutes per week in comparable. So it would probably be per week, let's see, 150 minutes is just over. So if you meet the minimum physical activity guidelines, you're probably at about a 6. If you exceed the minimum physical activity guidelines, you're at a 7. And then there's a variety of numbers that describe below those physical activity guidelines. So you go in, you fill in your PAR score, whatever, 0 through 7, the age and years of your client, the weight of your client in pounds, the height of your client in inches. So I'm just going to throw random stuff in here. I'm a 7. I am 37. I think sometimes I have to ask my husband or I have to check my own license. I weigh about 140. In inches, I am about 5'4". And I am a female, so I'm going to put in a 0 here. And boom, you can see it automatically generates a BMI calculation for me. Though I'll have you know I'm extremely jacked, so I am not over the BMI. But getting back, this says that I'm a 37. I'm pretty surprised by this because I'm actually pretty fit. So this is very sad. This is a sad day for me. So it says that I'm a 37.5. I'll have you know that when I was VO2 max tested, I was unusually high for a female. Moving on, that's how you use this test. Okay, just plug in the numbers. Easy peasy. Same thing for the 1 mile walk test. You select the gender of the person, so I would be a female. I'm 37. I weigh 140 pounds. I can walk fast. I'd finish a walk pretty fast. Let's say I finished in 14.5, what it says here. And then my final, I'm just going to make up stuff because I don't really know, but we'll just say it was 160. I'm over 24, so I'm going to look here and it's going to tell me that my VO2 was 35, that my VO2 max would be about 35.36. And I'm just going to take these numbers from here. So I would take this number, and I would already have these recorded in the graphs on the tables on the lab, so I wouldn't need to put those there, but I would put this VO2 max in there. Again, I would already have these numbers recorded in the tables. That's where I would be getting them from. I would just take this number and put it back into the table to complete the table. Same thing with the 1 mile walk. Let's say I'm 140. I finish in 1 mile run. So I would run a mile fast. I would run maybe 7.5. My heart rate would be pretty high. Oh, now we're talking. So this one says if these were actually real numbers. that my VO2 max, I would use the one for female, would be 45.56. So again, these numbers would already be in the table. I would just take this one and move it into the table. 12-minute run test. This one, obviously, it's going to probably be less accurate, right? Because it's only taking into account the distance. So 12-minute run test, I would probably make it, let's see, achieve 1.75 miles, let's say. And then I would just take this number. Since I would already have the time in fractions, I would just take this number and put it into my table. For the 2,000 meter road test, it's a little bit different. I don't have the auto calculator in here, but if you click the link to concept 2, you can plug in the information that's specified in the table, and it's going to be the same thing. You just plug in the numbers, it's going to give you a value, you take that value and you put it into your table in the lab. Same thing with the beep test. You just take the numbers that you recorded in the table, you click the beep test link, put in the stuff, all the information that it asks for, and it's going to spit out the number for you. You'll take that number and you'll transfer it to the table on the lab. For the 300-yard shuttle, there's no estimation. What you're going to put into the table is the percent change from your faster time to your slower time, your fastest time to your slowest time. And then what you can also do is compare yours against athletes, or excuse me, your clients' numbers against these athletes here listed. Just to give you an idea of how you compare. For the 300-meter run test, it's going to be the same thing as it was for the 300-yard shuttle test. You get the time in seconds. You've got the gender. So males, you're going to look here. Females are going to look here. I would do my 300-meter run test. I'm a female between the age of 30 and 39. And then I would look for my time. Say my time was like 54 seconds. If my time was 54 seconds, that means I would be above the 99th percentile. If my time was 67 seconds, that means I would be somewhere here between the 70th and the 75th percentiles. If you look all the way over to the right, you'll see these letters. This means superior, this means excellent, good, fair, poor, very poor. Okay, so those are just categories for you to go by. Again, what you're going to take from here is the time in seconds, and then you can put the percentile into the table. For the exercise prescription goal, this is the one where you're prescribing the exercises based on heart rates. How do you get the heart rates? Easy peasy. I'm just going to put my age in here, the age of my client here. It's going to give me my estimated heart rate max here, which is 183. And then it gives me the percent for each of the specified heart rate ranges. And then this is the target heart rate range. So if I'm wanting to work at 50% of my heart rate max, I need to keep my heart rate between 87 and 97 beats per minute. If I wanted to work at 75% of my heart rate max, I need to work between 130 and 142 beats per minute. If I wanted to do some HIIT and work at over 90% of my heart rate max, I need to be somewhere, well, it says here, I need to change this, I guess, but it would be over 165, really, when you think about it, right? Because there's no range for over 90%. It would be greater than 165 beats per minute. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about it, you can shoot me an email or show up on Zoom.